concerning the closed meeting were heard, discussed, or considered?
So moved.
Second.
All right, moved by Mr. Allgood, seconded by Mr. Clark. Roll call, please.
Mr. Clark,
Yes.
Mrs. Garner,
Yes.
Mrs. Coleman,
Yes.
Mrs. Cheney,
Yes.
Mr. Arnold,
Yes.
Mr. Allgood,
Yes.
Mr. Edwards,
Yes.
Mr. Winter.
Yes. And first off, I want to thank everyone for their patience while we had to finish up some items in closed session. But at this time, could we please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and moment of silence? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, under our recognitions, I guess we got Mr. Taylor. Is that? There we go. How are you today, sir? Good.
Good evening, Chairman Winter, Vice Chair, all the board members, Dr. Warner. Dr. Warner asked me to come to talk to you all about a special presentation we did on May 22nd. I'll give you a little background. As you all know, that we moved over to Bluestone High School last summer, and the students wanted to know what the jerseys were in the gym, what they were for, who they were, and I realized that they didn't know who they were because of their age. So I tied it into what our essential question is for fifth grade. At the beginning of each year, I asked them all the question: how do you want to be remembered when you're no longer a student at Chase City Elementary? And so I tied this in to letting them know that small communities do produce great things. So that was our theme for the year. So on May 22nd, we invited the families of Jerome Person and Michael Tucker back to Bluestone, and we presented those jerseys that were framed and retired to those families. Any questions?
I think that was great and long overdue.
Very nice, and thank you for doing it.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Okay, so we have some special guests tonight and a little entertainment while I'm talking. Josh, maybe you can cue up the video. Mecklenburg County Public Schools, we're really lucky that we have this relationship with Microsoft. And they came to us this year saying we'd like to do something for the students. So
We've got some exciting news for you all today. And no, it's not a pop quiz, so you can rest easy on that one. Today we want to announce that Microsoft decided to donate all supplies to the Mecklenburg County.
That means notebooks, pencils, backpacks, and almost 40,000 glue sticks, because every grade school year is held together by one sticky masterpiece at a time. But seriously, being in this community is everything to us. We don't just work here, we live here, we grow here, and we care about what happens here.
We're proud to be a part of Mecklenburg County. We know that today's students are tomorrow's innovators, builders, and leaders. So we know that investing in our students isn't just the right thing to do, but it's an investment in our future that we're building together. Because when our students succeed, our community wins. Here's to an awesome school year.
So that was a specially put together by one of our teachers, Mr. Espinoza, and two of the individuals who are speaking, if not all three. They're not only Microsoft employees or contractors, they also have students in our school division. They're proud parents as well. So I'd like to, if I could, before we provide this proclamation from the board, I'd like to recognize the construction team, the communities affair team, and the operations team, along with Kristen Vaughn. I'm going to read your name. If you're here, please stand. Will Heaven, and please stay up. Lou Mills, Victor Manda, Matt Grimes, Aaron Hopper, Hugh Doyle, Brian Smith. That's our construction. That's Microsoft's construction team. Kristen Vaughn is the Senior Community Affairs Manager. Operations team is Jeff Pertossi, sorry. Teresa Downey, Joshua Broadnax. And these are the folks that not only work here, but they are part of this community, and they really want to be an investment or provide investments for our kids. And I'd like to ask Kristen to come up and speak a few words before our board chair issues the proclamation. Have you got that?
Right.
Okay, come on up. You guys can sit now if you want, or you can stand.
Thank you so much. The video said a lot of what I would like to just reiterate. We are honored and just happy to be a part of this community and have been a part for a long time. But sometimes you don't necessarily see us as much. And so it's been a big effort for us to really make sure that we are out in the community, that we're partnering with the school system, that we are meeting with local nonprofits to make sure that what this community needs, we're able to help meet those needs. And so we really made a concerted effort to do that. I do want to especially thank, this whole idea was Sam's idea, and Sam couldn't be here tonight. He got stuck out of state, but he had this idea back maybe like July-ish of last year. So we've been working on this behind the scenes for a long time, trying to make this happen. And as you can imagine, as you know, with almost 3,900 students, it will be a big undertaking, but our plan is to purchase the supplies and put them in backpacks and to be at your open houses for your schools and physically hand them out to the students as they're there. So we are super excited about that, excited to have our local employees here volunteer to do that. So I want to thank Sam for the idea, and Will Heaven, who without Will and his commitment to this project, this wouldn't have been possible. So you can do the math to know what type of investment that is for our community. So thank you so much for that. And then I also want to point out Josh Broadnax, who's here with us. He is one of our critical environment employees. He went through this school system, did dual enrollment. He did the electrical program and the welding program through dual enrollment, and now works for us in critical environment. So these are the types of students that we know if we catch them early and we get in their mind, you know, you can go through school here, you can live here, you can stay here, work here, raise your families here. That's what we want to see for this community. So that's what this project is. So thank you so much for allowing us to do that.
And I want to thank you as well, because Kristen and I have a background. We both were YMCA directors. We never thought we'd be in these roles together. But this is truly an example of community and stewardship and support. And I just want to thank you all for doing this. We'd like for you, those who stood, if you don't mind kind of filling in the horseshoe here, and then that'll give our board chair the opportunity to read the proclamation, give the press the opportunity to take pictures of you, and again, thank you. We appreciate it. This is approximately, it's nearly $400,000.
Wow.
About $400,000 or so that they've invested. So take it away.
All right. I'll go ahead and read the proclamation here using this microphone, and then I'll come down and present it to you all. Mecklenburg County School Board Proclamation of Appreciation. Whereas the Mecklenburg County School Board recognizes the importance of strong partnerships between public education and the business community in supporting student achievement and educational excellence, and whereas the availability of essential school supplies at the beginning of the school year helps ensure that all students are prepared to learn, participate, and succeed in the classroom. And whereas Microsoft has demonstrated an exceptional commitment to the students, families, and schools of Mecklenburg County through its continued support of educational initiatives and community engagement. And whereas at the commencement of the 2026-2027 school year, Microsoft generously donated school supplies to the students throughout Mecklenburg County Public Schools, helping to provide the tools necessary for academic success and lifelong learning. And whereas this generous contribution has helped alleviate financial burdens on families, promoted educational equity, and enhanced the readiness of students to begin the school year with confidence and enthusiasm. And whereas Microsoft's investment in the students of Mecklenburg County reflects its dedication to fostering educational opportunities and strengthening the communities in which it serves. And whereas the Mecklenburg County School Board wishes to publicly recognize and express its sincere appreciation for Microsoft's generosity and commitment to the success of our students. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the Mecklenburg County School Board hereby extends its heartfelt gratitude and appreciation to Microsoft for its generous donation of school supplies to the students of Mecklenburg County Public Schools for the 2026-2027 school year. Be it further proclaimed that the Mecklenburg County School Board commends Microsoft for its outstanding corporate citizenship, dedication to public education, and meaningful investment in the future of Mecklenburg County's children, adopted by the Mecklenburg County School Board this 15th day of June, 2026. And now come back.
Hey, Teresa, thanks for inviting John.
I know, I tried.
I appreciate it. He's out of town.
Yes.
Was that drafted in Microsoft Word?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Right. All right. Next up, we have our public input. Ms. Giamadio, do we have anyone signed up for this evening?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
At this time, matters may be publicly brought to the attention of the board and administration. The public is allowed up to 6 minutes at most meetings to express their views. The board asks speakers to be courteous and address the board as a whole. The full board policy on public comment is under policy KD-R. The board welcomes and appreciates your input. Prior to beginning your comment, please state your name to the board. Mickey Moore.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Pleasure to be here with you tonight. My name is William E. Moore Jr. And my nickname is Mickey. So if any of you know me, you know Mickey. If you don't know William E. Moore Jr.
I remember your daddy.
Yeah, my dad was William E. Moore Sr. Who served over 40 years as a principal here, assistant superintendent. So, I have a little bit of background. I appreciate the opportunity to be with y'all tonight. I feel like this is a very special occasion for me. It's been on my mind. I'm in a rest home in South Hill, but it's very special for me. I've been thinking about this a long time. I think we have an opportunity to do something here in this county that I think we ought to consider. And the main reason is the children and their children that are coming along. Now, I want you I feel like I'm speaking from my heart. I've fought this thing every which way I can to vote water the paper out. But I think every young child should attend the monument up there at Bedford. I get it right now. They should attend it, especially young people, because they are obviously, as we wear out the phrase, they are our future. And so, and I'm talking here about those in middle school primarily. We wanted them to go and see what took place up there at that memorial up there, and the lives that were lost. It's a fantastic memorial. And when I was up there about a month ago, my friend Jim Hopper was with me, and we came back saying, you know, every kid ought to go see that. There were young people that had buses, and I thought, you know, gee, we should do that in Mecklenburg. After all, we're one of the biggest counties around. We're within 2 hours of being able to send a bus up there. I think we have a few buses in this county, don't we? And we have the gas, we have Microsoft, you know, we have a lot of things going for us. And we certainly in a position, I think, to really do something exciting. We're not here to talk about, we're talking about the future graduates of the high schools, the ones that have, you know, too often now kids are graduating from high school and they're taught stuff, arithmetic and math and all that, but they don't have any real feeling or training for what's been done for them. And that needs to be put in their hearts and in their minds back when they were in middle school, I think. What we're looking for here is opportunity. What kind of opportunity are we looking for? We're looking for young people who are going to graduate from high school who have formulated in their mind what kind of citizens they want to be. And that's pretty darn important. This is it's not a recruiting technique. When they finish high school, if they want to go in the military, they have a choice today. They don't have to be drafted like they were in the past. Had nothing to say about it. But they need to know that there were a lot of things that have happened over the years, and so many. I was looking in the paper today and saw something that I have to get to it here. It says November 25th, 2025, a poll found that 91% of Americans agree that a lack of respect and courtesy is a growing problem in this country. 91%. Jeez. I mean, where do they learn politeness and how do they learn to have some respect for the country? So, you know, that's another big thing going on. If you, it's only a 2.5 hour drive here up to Bedford, and I think you probably, like I say, well, you have the buses and you have the means to send these young people up there in the middle school, and so they are put on the right path as they go on to graduate. And then at that time, he's no telling what they might do. They might decide to go in the military. Military's changed a lot since then. You know, we don't have wars like we had with people in battle and losing thousands of people. So, you know, that's a good thing. And so anything we can do, to make them good citizens, give them job opportunities, they wanna go in the military, fine, it's wonderful what they can do today. You wanna fly jets or whatever, I guess. But, we,
Mickey, technically we reach a time limit. I'll give you one more minute to
Okay.
wrap it up, and I
All
appreciate
right.
it.
Give him
So-
that time.
I know.
Well-
Can you take mine too?
all right. So Mecklenburg High School, is one of the major high schools, in Virginia, I think. And it has the potential to do great things that will go all across this Virginia, and literally this country. They may not always be able to get in the bus and drive over to see the monument, but they will learn and see about it, see it in the news, and as that thing builds, it can build all over the country. We can have this stand out. This has become one of the top monuments in the United States now, war monument. And so we got it right here. So to me, the potential is limitless. These countries that are up there at the memorial, there are about 9 or 10 other countries that have joined in and put money in there. They've got more money than they know what to do with it. They're not looking to win money. They're just looking to show it off to the world and what has been done for those that come along. So I think now it's really, potential is limitless. I have a great imagination, as you might imagine, even though I'm 90 years old. I have a great imagination about what can be accomplished, what we can do and must do. So it's now really, potential is limitless. I won't go on and run out of my time, but now it's in your hands. And so I'm ready to speak to any questions that you might have. And I thank you for this time, and I appreciate it very much. I hope it will mean something to this country and to this locality here. The school board is sitting in the position to make it happen. So it's up to you. That's my statement, and thank you very much. And this is our 250th anniversary of this country. So, amen, and it's a reason for all this happening. And God is moving.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Moore, your daddy was my principal, and I made sure I stayed away from his office as much as I could. He was a tough individual.
Did you take the paddle off the wall?
Oh, yeah. He showed us that first thing.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you for your service.
Wally Hudson.
Good evening, Mr. Superintendent, Mr. Chairman, members of the Mecklenburg County School Board. Thanks for the opportunity to speak to you all tonight. Mickey, 100% right. Our children need to know the history that got us where we are today. And the memorial was built at Bedford because Bedford lost 23 men that day, the largest group of men ever to die from one part of the country during D-Day. And I've got a group of veterans here tonight that are supportive of this measure. If you all so see fit to send them up there, because our children need the education. They need to know where we got, how we got here. And so the sacrifice of national treasury, sacrifice of lives, the sacrifice of being maimed for life, it's a small price to pay to make sure that these children know exactly where they came from. So I thank you, and I appreciate your time, and hopefully you all will see fit make an effort to send them up there to this. We know with summer, the vacation schedule and everything, as long as we can get it done within this 250th anniversary of the nation. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Donna Kempo.
Good evening. My name is Donna Kempo. Thank you so much for hearing my concern. Not only as a grandparent, but a mother. And I homeschooled for 20 years. Some of it was in this county. And I also grew up in Philadelphia. This is important. I'm just laying it there. That in Philadelphia, I passed the Liberty Bell almost every time I was at work. Constitution Hall, William Penn, Betsy Ross. I mean, there was a lot of history. What I've noticed, my main concern is the curriculum, the history that's being written, some of it. And I heard something not too long ago come out of one of my grandchildren's mouth. And it was very anti-America. It was twisted on the Pilgrims and made them out like they were some horrible people. And I was just like, did you know that? And he's part Indian too, so he's stuck out. And I said, well, the first, when the first Thanksgiving was 5 days long, and they were together, and it was peaceful. I said, what you're getting mixed up is that there was a lot of tribes, and they were different. Some of them, and Indians fought Indians, okay? So there were, they weren't all peaceful. I had to give them the whole picture. And my concern is like an anti-American type of slide in, by not giving all the facts in the curriculum. I mean, after what had happened with pulling down a lot of our monuments and tearing them down and renaming forts and trying to write our history in a very violent way, this upcoming curriculum, there used to be different curriculums coming from different publishers, and now I'm hearing it's one publisher for all the states, and I'm concerned about what's there. Now, Texas, years back, had a publisher, and the people got together because there was over 3,000 inconsistencies in the history, and they sent it back, said, we're not teaching this. So, like I said, being concerned, and this goes with our history, because going to Bedford and want the children to grow up and this not to have confusion, but to have some pride in the country that they belong to, and feel good about America. I thank God right now. I'm grateful that I have freedom of speech and I can speak to you. I don't want that taken away. I don't want my grandchildren. I mean, I know the difference because I have some in public school and I have some in private. And the one in private, I was just at Fort Jackson because I have a military guy for 17 years. And he was rattling off, all these wars. Oh yeah, in this war, and we were in the museum there, in the Chaplain Museum. So he's very knowledgeable, but then I don't hear much history, and I'm just, like I said, that's my main concern. So I don't know how when you get your curriculums into your county and you're deciding how you review them, I don't know your process. I'm only just trusting that you're looking at it and you're looking out for these children so that, they're not confused and they really know what really happened. So I just ask you to really vet the stuff coming in, and that's what I would kindly ask you to do, okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm hoping I get this name right. Mark Runzinski? Runzinski. I apologize.
Good evening. I wear a few hats around here. This hat I'm wearing is a Marine Corps League, Lake Country Detachment 1085. Also part of the American Legion, Post 79. Also, I am an educator, 25 years, Lunenburg County. So it's too bad these people took off so soon. That's the future, right? We have the past to consider. And a lot of these people, folks here, right here, they came in because they feel very passionate and they see what's going on. The average age of the American Legion, I heard this the other night at a meeting, is 80. I'm 60, and I'm the commandant of the Marine Corps League here in town, in this area, and I'm one of the youngest. Okay. What we try to do, both in the public school, when I can, I do a thing called flag patrol. We fold the flag in the afternoon. We put it up in the morning. We instituted that this last year. That's not what I want to talk about, but what I want to talk about is the importance of getting these kids involved in some of these civic activities that are going around. The Memorial Day presentation in Clarksville, we're there, we represent every year. I didn't see very many young people. Of course, I was in the ceremony itself, but I got a chance to sit down with some of the speakers. Very few young people show up. This past Saturday in Clarksville, we did a flag burning ceremony, flag retirement ceremony. Do it every year, right in the heart of town. Cars going by, motorcycles going by. People are oblivious to what we're doing. Some people even think that we're doing it illegal. It's not illegal. It's a ceremony. But the world goes on while this is going on, while we pay tribute to that flag and those that have fallen defending this country. How many young people do you think were there? None. Okay, it's these folks that are showing up all the time to those things. So we have a problem. That history is going away. Let me give you a quote. This is from a book I'm reading right now, The Things Our Fathers Saw, Voices from the Pacific Theater by Matthew Roselle. By listening to persons who lived through these troubling times, talking about World War II, we gain critical insights that make the study of the past all the more relevant, maybe even more urgent. Okay? This history, and I see it, and I have seen it, it's disappearing. Those stories are disappearing. The whole idea of passing it down to the next generation, there is a gap. We have the 80-year-olds, the 60-year-old, and then who's coming behind me? I don't see it. And that's scary because this history is, it needs to be told. It's our 250th birthday this year. And I'm not sure it's getting as much coverage as it should. All right, so our point being here is we need to continue to get young people to understand the sacrifices that were made. You know, this is a great country. It's a free country, and it didn't just materialize. It came through that sacrifice. So I appreciate your time, and I just wanted to reiterate and back these guys up because it's very important. That D-Day Memorial, if you haven't been there, raise your hand if you've been there. How many people have been there? Good. Go if you haven't gone. Peaks of Otter is right behind it. Make a day of it. It's fantastic. And if you can go there on June 6th, you never know who you're going to run into. You're going to run into some serious heroes. They show up on that day, and those numbers are dwindling. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Stuart Bowen.
Good evening, board members. Over a week ago, my wife sent each of you a letter detailing concerns that we both have regarding the use of exclusionary discipline, the lack of fairness and transparency in the disciplinary process, and the increasingly negative school culture. I'm standing before you this evening because not one of you extended the basic courtesy of acknowledging my wife's concerns. No one even confirmed emails were received. Parents of Mecklenburg County, students, I'm here to warn you, do not assume, as I once did, that the administration of Mecklenburg County Public Schools is in partnership with you for your children's education. Know that if your child steps out of line, you can expect an adversarial relationship. You must be prepared to fight for what should be basic rights and fair disciplinary process for your children. The school system will violate your constitutional rights. In a letter dated October 8th, 2025, Dr. Warner wrote to me related to my son's discipline. The decision is based on information provided to me by Ms. Peters, the Disciplinary Hearing Committee, the high school administration team, the Mecklenburg County Sheriff's Department School Resource Officer. I submitted a FOIA request to see for myself the information that Dr. Warner used to base his decision. What I received was the original disciplinary hearing form, a handful of written notes from the disciplinary committee. There was nothing for the administrators, nothing from the SRO, nothing regarding documentation the superintendent claimed to rely on. What does this mean? The disciplinary committee operates with no structure, no guidelines, no disciplinary matrix, and a minimum of record keeping, or the school system violated FOIA by withholding required information. Neither option reflects favorably on the system, and both open the county up to litigation. The school system violated my son's First Amendment rights. The superintendent was forced to acknowledge as much in an email to me dated October 28, 2025. Yet despite the fact that several members of the disciplinary committee noted concerns pertaining to the exercise of his free speech rights in their own handwritten notes, the superintendent told me it changed nothing and refused to allow a new hearing. I identified 2 additional violations of my son's 4th and 5th Amendment rights. But the superintendent refused to hear me out. Dr. Warner responded, "There is no factual dispute. A second hearing is not warranted. The issue was not what happened in the day in question. The issue is how the school obtained its evidence. An administrator entered my son's vehicle illegally to roll up windows, even though the car does not have manual windows. In fact, I have not owned a car with manual windows since 1995. From the school's own documentation, my son clearly stated that he did not wish to make a statement. Despite this, administrators contacted the SRO, and without knowing that my son had invoked his Fifth Amendment rights, the SRO continued to question him, illegally obtaining a statement, which is the only evidence that the Mecklenburg County public school system used against him. My son only had one prior write-up for driving at school in the parking lot, yet he was banished to Fittings Academy, or as an administrator jokingly called it, the school jail. During our intake, Dr. Holloman told me that the placement was unusual because other students were behind academically and disruptive in class. Later, when I questioned the disciplinarian, Ms. Peters, she told me the placement was appropriate because the Phoenix Academy was designed for students like my son who were behind in schoolwork and disruptive. When I pointed out my son was accused of neither, she went silent. In fact, my son was an AD student before this reassignment. After the end of the school year, I found through another FOIA that my son was the only student during the school year who faced the placement at the Phoenix Academy for this type of offense he was accused of committing. In fact, every other student accused of the same offense received punishment that my wife and I initially requested the superintendent to use. I implore the board to take responsibility for the system you oversee, find better leadership, ensure your administrators understand basic civics, fix your FOIA process so it complies with the law, and eliminate exclusionary disciplinary practices that harm students and families. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
That's everyone.
Okay. All right. Next up, we have the superintendent's report and information items. And first on that, do we have Mr. Vince Maresca? So Vince Maresca is returning after a long absence, reporting on school construction, formerly MCHS. He represents Skanska and is assisting Brian on the Chase City project. How you doing? Welcome.
Good evening to you all. Dr. Warner, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. I know half of you and half of you. As you said, my name is Vince Maresca. I work for Skanska. More importantly, on your construction and on your school projects.
And if I might add something for this group back here, Mr. Maresca is also a decorated Army veteran. Well, you were a ranger.
175.
He could disarm somebody with a banana. He's that skilled.
It is my pleasure to be here with you all again. Draw your attention right now. Clarksville Elementary, as you're probably aware, we finally wrapped up that project. Both construction-wise was a few months back, and finally we've got the books closed on everything. We've got final change orders back. If you'll recall, one of the reasons we picked Blair as the construction manager for this project, the construction contractor for this project, was because in their contract they offered us 100% buyout savings. What that means is when they go to procure the contracts for the project and they procure it for less than what they said that they could do it, that savings is realized back to you all. On top of that, there are also several allowances that remain unused. All of that culminates into a savings of $1.34 million on your Clarksville Elementary School. It comes under your budget. That's all I have to say.
All right. Beat that.
Taking the lessons learned from that project and we're applying them to Chase.
So well, Brian, are you going to be assisting him tonight?
Sir,
You're going to be assisting in going through the.
only if you need it. So once again, for y'all that did not know, Vince has been with us since we started construction on the complex back in 2018, 2017, somewhere around there. Seems like a lifetime. But Vince has been with us for a while. We've had a very good working relationship with Vince and Curtis. And before Paul retired, we had Paul on board too. So I thought it was very important you see the BPA process does work and it is efficient, and now we have a savings that we can apply toward another school in the future. So that's why I wanted Vince to come and present that in case you guys had any questions as far as how the process worked or how the savings work. And if you don't have any questions on that, I figured while Vince was here, I let him give the Chase City, since you hear me talk about the same stuff every month. I figured I'd let Vince give the presentation since he's more hands-on with it. And if you've got any questions for him in person tonight, you'll be able to handle that.
That's pretty slick.
Give you Vince one. Moving on with Chase City, I'm sure you know, we've all driven past it. You see there's a lot of progress going on right now. It's no longer we just playing in the soil. We're actually doing work right now with construction, so we start seeing a lot of things. Right now, we've completed masonry wall construction throughout most of the project, especially the classroom addition. We're actually working on the interior walls right now. We've done all the exterior. We've set the roof trusses, which I'll show you. We're installing structural roof framing in Area D. That's the classroom, like I said. Slab, one grade placement where that's continuing. Those are just poured concrete. Got a little bit more of that to do. Continuing the roughing of mechanical, electrical, all the MEP stuff, the conduit, everything that goes in the walls, that's got to go on as we build the masonry wall. And we're installing the hollow metal door frame now and the structural indents. And indents are plates that hold up the framing, the steel framing. And the parking lot construction and site development, the goal right now is to advance that far enough to where we can get a top coat of asphalt down this year before the plant's closed for the winter season. Doing that will really help us out a lot, not only with site logistics, but with any kind of dust or any debris that happens, that'll calm that down quite a bit as well. Right now, your project schedule, we are on schedule. Despite some of the hiccups we've had with the weather earlier in the year, we are still on schedule. The contractor is giving us an updated schedule every month and ensuring that they are going to meet our timeline, whether that's staff and trades in the schedule or that's just consuming growth within the schedule, which they are allowed to do to keep us on track. Upcoming activities, we're going to continue above grade masonry construction, laying block, We've actually brought on a few more masons to help us push through that task a little bit faster. The roof framing, and then, as I mentioned, we're continuing that, and then we'll begin installing the roof decking next. We'll progress on the interior wall construction. So we've done through area D, which is your admin, or I'm sorry, your classrooms, and we'll be pushing into the admin area next. Continuing with MEP rough ends, and continuing with the concrete placement, and continuing with the parking lot. And we also are looking forward to having a joint education committee that Dr. Warner has set up for July 9th. So I hope to see you all there. Owner direct purchase, tax savings today is at $236,196. This past month we issued one from the boilers, but I will point out that issuing that one for the boilers and that arriving at that 236 number, we've already surpassed what we saved in under purchases for Clarksville. So we've gone through, we've applied what we knew from Clarksville. We've got talked to our subcontractors, to our vendors. We got reaffirmed commitments from the ones we're dealing with earlier, and the new ones we've got new commitments from. That's why you're going to see this number keep going up. The upcoming, we'll have some more purchase orders like stuff, flooring, glazing, and as well. There will be more coming. So pictures, progress photos. This is your academic wing here, area D. It's close to the classrooms. You can see it's got the masonry up, and you can see the framing that I was talking about. It's actually starting to look like the actual building right now. And this is in that corridor looking straight down it. It's just a good view of everything coming together. The hallway right there, some of the openings for the door frames to go into, and you can see the roof trusses as they come across and coming back. This right here is your admin area, area C. And like I said, this is coming up, and this will be the next place we start putting all the interior walls into. If you went out there today, this is actually this was taken last week, so this advanced quite a bit just from this photo. In fact, that concrete in there has already been poured. And this is another picture of the structural framing progress of the Area D classroom. This is one of your classrooms right here. You see the stub ups. Those are before the interior walls were constructed. Just to give you an idea of how this is done, we pour the slab, and then we get the walls up, and then we come back and do the interior walls because those are not structural. Now, for the last slide, I just wanted to show you this connection point where we're coming to the old gym. You can see how all of this is finally tie in together to create and blend your new construction with your old building, your existing building, and your existing gym. I believe that's what we have for tonight.
Right.
Ready for any and all questions you have?
Any
Good to
questions?
see you back.
Good to see you.
One of the things that Brian brought up today, which is kind of important, we had planned for this joint board meeting to take place in what we used to call the new gym, but it will now be the old gym. If you remember a couple of photos earlier, you saw that red clay. And many of you in the audience and those of you up at the dais here have been praying for rain. What might very well happen is it might rain that day. So we have a contingency plan right now, so we may be meeting at the Estes Center if space is available. Ms. Giamatti is looking through that. So we may either be meeting there or you might be at the Estes Center, just depending on the weather. And of course, this will be extra work on Brian because he'll have to get a bus for us to go from that location here if we can traverse the mud. So we're hoping for the best.
I'm walking it every day. I like it.
Unfortunately, by that time,
Right.
I think at least in the classroom area, we will have the metal decking on. So we will have partial roof. We'll have covered at least. And we can certainly make sure that we have a walkway, a path, so nobody's walking in red clay anymore. I hope to not see any red clay out there by tonight. There's plenty out there right now.
Thank you.
Thank you both. Appreciate it. All right, so with that concluding item B on section 8, Dr. Lex, would you like to introduce and get us started on the instruction update? I guess I should say, would you please?
Good evening, Board Chair Winter, Vice Chair Allgood, Dr. Warner, and school board members. We are excited this month to bring Miss Melissa Chumney to the front, our principal at Mecklenburg County Middle School, and she's going to share with us some wonderful things the Middle School Phoenix has done during the 25-26 school year. So, Ms. Chumney, can you come and share with us?
Thank you.
Good evening, Chairman Winters and school board members, Dr. Warner, and guests. It's my honor to showcase Mecklenburg County Middle School with you this evening. We're excited to, in a couple of seconds, share a video that was created entirely by our students. Pause for that was created entirely by our students. In the video, they're going to showcase several different things. Since the creation of this video in early May, our FFA teams have competed at the state competition. Ag Mechanics team placed 10th in the state, and our small animal care team placed 9th in the state. So we're incredibly proud of their hard work and their dedication. This year, we also celebrated nearly 200 positive behavior referrals. We're planning now, of course, for next school year, so looking into some exciting new incentives to continue to encourage our kids to be good citizens, to rise to all of those great expectations that we expect of them, and to continue to celebrate excellence through a positive initiative. Attendance was another major focus for us this year. We worked really hard to reduce our chronic absenteeism rate, so we're excited to see the final results of that as final numbers come in from the state. In the video, our students are going to share highlights from our athletics, the art expo, the Espinosa games. You guys may have seen that featured on Facebook, which was, again, another student-driven production. And we also are going to kind of showcase a little bit our Teacher Appreciation Week, because obviously none of this would be, we wouldn't be able to do any of this without our staff and our Phoenix family. So thank you for your continued support, and I hope you enjoy the video.
Welcome back. This is your inside look at everything happening at our school right now. We've got celebrations, big wins, and even something brand new you don't want to miss. So let's get into it. And like I said, we have done many things this year. In February, we did the tractor parade. We got different kids from the middle school and the high school to sign up to bring a tractor to school and ride it around a bicycle seat. And we did the banquet for our end of the year thing, where we all came, we got together and had amazing food, and the officers said our final goodbyes to everyone before we left for high school next year. And coming up, we have state convention, where we take the Ag Mechanics and small animal care teams to Blacksburg, Virginia, to the Virginia Tech campus, and we compete against different schools from all over the state. And if we end up getting state, we can go to nationals, which is in Indianapolis, Indiana, in October.
First up, Student Month. We want to recognize students and understand that these students are showing respect, effort, and leadership, not just for one class, but for the entire year.
Let's talk about positive behavior. We see it strong push across school. Kids showing integrity, respect, and taking accountability. And that's important, because school isn't just about grades. It's about showing respect to others.
Up next is the attendance party and the March attendance challenge. This is all about showing up and being consistent. Students who make attendance a priority are rewarded and well deserved, because being present is the first step to success. You can't win if you're not here.
My name is Kumar Miller. As you can see, please look at this art. Every piece of art tells a story. Our students have been putting their creativity on full display, building incredible artwork, designs, paintings, digital projects, and more. Now let's take a moment to celebrate our amazing teachers. Teacher appreciation is all about recognizing the people who continue to support, encourage, and invest in all students every day. Our teachers do more than just teach lessons. They motivate, guide, inspire, and they help shape the future inside and outside of the classroom.
And now, some big songs. Introducing the Espinosa Games, a brand new competition series featuring over 90 contestants made up of both students and teachers, all competing in 5 different games inspired by some of the biggest TV show challenges. The Espinosa Games are officially here.
Now let's celebrate a big win. Our track team brought home the championship. This didn't happen overnight. This came from practicing and pushing past our limits. Make sure you congratulate the track team on their victory.
That's everything happening right now in our school, from academic success to rural preparation to championship celebrations and milestones, and what is something stronger. So stay focused, stay hard, and keep showing up. We'll see you at the next one.
Thank you to Mrs. Chung and her team for sharing the wonderful things that you all are doing. Board, next, I would like to present to you the recommendations for our handbooks for the upcoming 26-27 school year. You will notice in your board packet there are several handbooks that are included, including the elementary handbook, middle school and high school handbook, dual enrollment handbook, and the athletic handbooks. We do encourage and ask that you review those over the next month, and if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us so that we can ask them. It was a joint effort with central office and the principals. Thank you to the principals for taking time to review. They reviewed them, made comments, and then we had a collaborative meeting to discuss those recommended changes. And you will see that we provided that redline version so that you can see the comments and the changes that we made. In addition to that, I would like to note that since it is just June 15th and we're still working very hard this summer to prepare for the next school year, there is a slight chance that there might be a couple of other additions or changes that need to be made prior to the board voting at the next board meeting. If indeed that does occur, we will reach out to you all with the recommended suggestions. We were trying very hard to adhere to the deadline for June 15th to get those in. So just wanted to note that to you all. And again, if you have any questions, please reach out because we know it is a lot of information. And then next on there, Dr. Warner, I didn't know if you wanted to lead the discussion about the recommended calendar revisions to our 2026-2027 school year.
I do. Let me go ahead and pass this out. Board members, so you've already addressed earlier this year, Ms. Peffer presented to you the revision for 2026 and 2027. And then also we try to have a 2-year advanced calendar so that our families and our staff can plan ahead. Unfortunately, like with any calendar, there's so many cross references that need to be checked and rechecked and rechecked. I discovered a few mistakes in the calendar that I need to bring to your attention. So let me pull that up. The first was originally there was a half day suggested for the last day of school, which was the 21st of May. However, the State Department of Education and also the Virginia General Assembly made a law this last year that goes into effect this year that states that we cannot start any standardized testing until the last 2 weeks. Well, understandably, you realize that we've gone from paper and pencil testing to online testing, one because it's swifter, two because we can get the results much faster. Well, that testing, which only can occur the last 2 weeks, requires expedited testing for kids who need to do makeups and also children that are not there. It's nearly impossible for us to collect 3,600 Chromebooks in a half day because you have to test up until the last day. So that last day has to go from a half day to a full day. Secondly, we added, if you look at November the 3rd was considered to be a virtual day or a remote day. And on that remote day, unfortunately, that was not counted in the original count. That's still an instructional day. So this calendar went from 176 instructional days to 177. Now, a side issue that needs to be mentioned in this meeting here, for the State Department of Education to count a school day as a remote day starting this year, we have to send food home with the students the day before, breakfast and lunch. If it's an inclement weather day, we have to provide meals at the school for parents to come pick up, and door number 2, is that students have to have the ability to interface with teachers during the day. So for those of you who went to college, they called that office hours. So if you'll notice on the side there where it mentions November the 3rd, teachers must be available online from 1:30 to 2:30 to answer any questions that parents or students might have about the prearranged workload that's sent home for that to count as an instructional day. There are a few typos and miscounts, and we've corrected those. The last thing that's really important, and Vince Maresca and Brian Dalton brought this up earlier, is you remember this a year ago when we moved the kids from Bluestone back to Clarksville, the kids from Chase City into Clarksville. We allotted at the end of the day a couple of days where those 2 schools closed early so that the teachers could pack up and get their things ready to move to the new building. We had 3 years this last year. We only need 2 years this year. So on the 19th of May, Chase City Elementary School, that will be their last day of school. All the other schools will continue until the 21st, and that's to facilitate the move. And that's permitted by the Virginia State Department of Education, and we still have ample hours to cover the 990 hours required by the state of Virginia. We have next year an 177-day calendar. I believe that gives us about 1,067 hours, which is still beyond what we need, and we do use those days, most especially this past year with our 14 inclement weather days, so as not to have any makeup days during spring break or extend to the end of the year. And because of those changes, most specifically the last change, we do need to have school board approval. At the end of this meeting, you'll see an action item, and I recommend that we do that so that this calendar will be right and tight and correct for next year. The calendar for 27, 28, I haven't looked at that yet. Might very well look at that with the new superintendent, because that'll be their calendar, and there'll probably need to be a few corrections made in that calendar as well. So if you have any questions, I'd be happy to field those.
I do.
Yes, ma'am.
You're closing Chase City Elementary the 19th.
Yes.
How's that going to affect the SOL testing there?
I'll have to get that. They have to do it 2 weeks before, so they can start 2 days before everyone else.
Okay.
Because they get, it's 2 days, 2 weeks for the school, not necessarily the school division.
Okay.
Dr. Warner, let me get this right. On days that we have bad weather, we expect our cafeteria people to brave the elements, come over and fix food to give the kids who can't come to school?
Only if we want to call it a remote day. So in the event that we know, and science has gotten a little bit better, we are able to tell if we're going to have an event. So this year we had 1 week where we were out the whole week. If we know that there's going to be a tremendous amount of weather, we're going to need to ask our cafeteria staff to bag and tag. Let's say we suspect that we're going to be out for 3 or 4 days. We need to send 3 or 4 days of meals out there. But you are correct. It does seem kind of silly that if the weather is so bad that we can't get kids to school, why would parents want to come? But that's the only way that the State Department will allow us to count those as remote days if we provided food. So we might be sending more food home than we need to, but that's the way by which we can save days. And that's one of the reasons for that happening this year, is that there was a big pushback for the April 21st sudden election that we had for the referendum.
Mm-hmm.
And so many school divisions complained that they already missed so many days that they wanted to have the students off for those days. The State Department of Education responded by saying, okay, but here's what you're going to have to do from now on. You're going to have to provide food, and you're going to have to provide online hours. They were not as tight about those regulations before, but now they are. So we're going to meet the challenge. So if we send 5 days worth of food home and it's only a 3-day event, everyone has a little bit more food. but we get to count those days.
How about the ones that come to pick it up? Just go ahead and stay and do the day at school.
Oh, yeah.
Be great.
There'll be no teachers there, but sure.
Well, we'd be penalized if, let's say, 2 teachers out of the whole district failed to sign on or log in for the online hours.
No, but we'll have to address that. And it's something that we're really gonna have to push hard. We've only got one planned virtual day. And let's hope we don't have another El Nino winter.
Can I say this? I've been here long enough. Things become more stupid every year.
It came from Richmond, didn't it?
That's right. I don't care who's listening.
It came from Richmond, didn't it? Yeah, that explains
But
it.
anyway, if you all have any other questions, calendar is a good calendar. And it does, Ms. Pepper put together a fairly good calendar. We have more days off. We have more teacher work days for folks. There is one change that we've already talked about before. We are required at the high school, we talk about 990 hours for all students. You either have to have a 180-day calendar or 990 hours of instruction. But at the high school, you have to be able to offer 140 clock hours of seat time per course. And to make that happen, we've had to add 5 minutes at the beginning of the day and 5 minutes at the end of the day for students. So they're going to be going to school 10 minutes longer to be able to meet the 140 clock hours. It will not affect the teachers. Their work hours at the high school still begin at 7:15 and end at 3:15. That's it. Sorry.
One more thing about instruction before I move on to policy, excuse me. I do want to thank Mrs. Tracy Rogers, Mrs. Shelby Averett, and Mrs. Ann Dalton for helping to facilitate this. On to my policy.
All right.
We held a meeting last week. I want to thank Mr. Winter for being a part of the policy committee, and I also want to thank Mr. Allgood and Ms. Cheney for participating in our policy meeting. I brought before the policy committee several changes that were recommended by the VSBA as a result of the General Assembly latest meetings and latest bills that have been passed into law. As I noted with the policy committee, what I've proposed and what I have in your handbook or handouts for attachments is just for the May policy updates for VSBA. When Dr. Warner asked me to take back over policy as I once did, I noticed that there were a few policy updates that have been made in the past, recommended over the past few months, that were not previously brought before the board. So please note to the board, I'm bringing before the May updates tonight, and I will be meeting with the policy committee soon to bring forth the other updates. We met for 2 hours, and it took us 2 hours just to go through this stack. And it was a lot of good conversations and a lot of good questions with the policy committee. But I know it was a lot for the policy committee, and I didn't want to keep you all for 4 hours. So bringing forward tonight some policy recommendations for you all to review, to ask for your vote coming up the next meeting. And then, of course, I will bring before in July other updates for you all to consider to vote on. I do want to note in your board packet that I did create a document that I've called the Notable Changes document. I know, understand, and recognize that this is a lot to read, even looking at the red line versioning and comparing it to the final version. So in the Notable Changes document, I did provide just a really quick bullet point for the policies that we're changing, whether I noted it was a new policy that the board VSBA is recommending that you adopt as a result of new law, or whether it is a recommended change based on the law. So I noted that in that bullet point, and I do think that this is kind of a more concise version for you to review in the next month as you review your packet for the recommended board changes. So again, I ask the next month if you have any questions. I've already engaged in some with Ms. Cheney and Mr. Allgood and Mr. Winter. If you have any questions over the next month, because it is a whole lot to digest, please reach out to me and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. And just note that there is another stack, probably about as big as this, that will be coming up at the next meeting.
This is a huge task, Dr. Lax. Thanks for doing it. There were over 533 educational bills that went before the General Assembly. this year, and only 2/3 of them affected the policies. So a lot of our policies are generated by sometimes special interest groups, sometimes by people with agendas, and a lot of the policies are unfunded. So, but when they become law, we've got to act.
Thank you, Ms.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. That is a lot of work, I know. All right, Mr. Dalton, the Lake Fest bus request again this year. If you don't mind getting us up to speed on that.
So good evening again. This is pretty much a usual request we get from Clarksville Chamber of Commerce. Is that correct, Mr. Giamatti? Chamber of Commerce makes this request? Chamber makes this request. I think there was some transition there between directors, so it's a little bit late coming to us this year. So we just received it and put it on board agenda. I did notice one thing in reviewing it, that the gas prices and the trip prices were the same as last year, and as you all well know, gas prices are astronomically high right now. So in reviewing it, the last fuel load that we received, we paid $3.72 a gallon for diesel fuel. So we did change it from the $2.50 that was previously on there to our latest price. And our trip rate is now $18 an hour in lieu of $17 an hour. So like I said, we're not trying to make any money off town Clarksville, we're just trying not to cost us any either. So those are the two changes made to the contract. Other than that, I think it's pretty much boilerplate from years past. Any
Great.
questions?
Anybody have anything? Sure. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Superintendent's comments. Take it away.
And I apologize, Ms. Kite, I didn't prepare these for you, but you can have my notes afterwards. So, a couple of comments. We are anxiously awaiting the state of Virginia to approve the budget. We have a budget that has been approved by this board, Board of Supervisors, who we are a subcomponent of. They have approved the budget. The House will be meeting on the 18th of June, this Thursday, and then followed by the Senate on the 22nd. We're hoping that we don't have to change our budget. Keep your fingers crossed. By law in Virginia, contracts have to be out by June the 15th, which is today. We had the contracts out earlier. We feel as though that we should be in good shape unless something radical happens. I have in my hand here a letter that we're hoping to get out this summer. This is supposed to be going out to all rising first graders who will be affected by the 2030 rezoning plan. That's approximately 170 kids, about 150 from the South Hill area that will be attending lacrosse, and between 10 or 15 students at Chase City and Clarksville that we had to adjust the lines just a little bit for the purpose of safety and for transportation. We hope to do this each year. Next year they'll go out to the rising second and first graders. The year after that, the first, second, and third, and finally until we get until the spring of 2030, we don't want to have any surprises for our kids. This rezoning took place in 2024 to facilitate the overcrowdedness that's occurred at South Hill. Since that time, we put a moratorium on new folks trying to move from a tenant zone over out of the county or South Hill. South Hill has a capacity of 776 students. Last year there were 771. We have to keep room for the specific folks who actually move into the South Hill area, and then we'll be moving 150 or so students in 2030 to lacrosse. New lacrosse will be built with a capacity of about 750 kids, not unlike South Hill. So this is our hope that we get this out soon. Just to remind folks, summer school's up and running, week 3 of 4 weeks. Just a highlight of that, our final senior from the class of 2026, who was not successful in being able to complete their graduation requirements. Project graduation, spearheaded by the high school folks and also by Shelby Averett, in the back, they were able to get him to become successful in completing his final graduation requirements as of Thursday, and I believe he was awarded a diploma today in a special little ceremony. So thank you, teachers, and thank you, Ms. Averitt, and administrators for what you did there. Dr. H. Okay. Anyway, that's an extra effort that we try to make for kids. Mr. Gottschalk, our county administrator, was here a little bit earlier. As you well know, they've got a whole new wing to their building, and he wants to feature art from our students. So we're putting together a plan by which we can have a rotating art exhibition of our kids' art. We're going to do that in conjunction with something that we really didn't bring up before, and that was the Outstanding Arts Festival that our art teacher, music teacher, dance teacher, theater teacher put together at the middle school and high school in the spring. It's an outstanding event, and one of the culminating events from that is we want to highlight certain pieces that they would like to keep there for a year. And then if they want to donate the piece there for all perpetuity, they can, or they can get that piece back. So appreciate the County Board of Supervisors and the County Administrator for wanting to feature some of our art. And lastly, Election Day was for primary is normally done in June, but that has been changed to August the 4th, which I might note is on the same date as our elementary open house. We can't change the date. We put too much work into that. We have 2 elementary schools that currently house elections, and that's Clarksville Elementary and Chase City Elementary. Chase City will only be housing it while this is Bluestone, and right now I believe that they found a new location, because you used to house it there, and I think they're currently using the Estes Center. I think that's going to be their home when you move back. I'm not sure what they're going to do with the Bluestone location. And Clarksville Elementary School, we seem to have been able to put together a fairly good plan to use one of the wings of the building by the bus lot to keep our open house and our voting segregated, so to speak. And that's about it. Just wanted to let everyone know that if you vote, we don't have kids in school, so we don't have to worry about that, but we do have an open house, so we're hoping that goes well. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. All right, for my chairman's remarks tonight, I'm going to take this opportunity to share with you some information. We are moving to a software program called Diligent Community, and our board has been, told a little bit about this. But Josh, if you can get that going. And so essentially, we've used Board Docs for many years. Diligent Community is kind of like a more modern upgrade of that software, and it's going to allow some additional features. So I'm going to try to go through this rather quickly for the sake of time. However, should you have any questions, please let me know. I do have to say our board clerk has spent a lot of time, and I'm very grateful for how diligent she has been over getting this accomplished. And so let's see. Oh, Lord. If I can see this. Yeah. Okay, good. Awesome. Oh, no, you're fine, man. You're good. Just, all right. So we'll move on to the next slide there. So this right here you see is the new dashboard for what we're looking at. You can right away tell it does no longer looks like 1997. It actually looks like a modern website. And this is kind of like, this is what the page would kind of look like now. Now, next month, am I correct, is when we're going to start using it?
Yes, July 9th.
Right.
Is the day we will be on community.
Okay. Yep. All right.
And Word Docs will become a read-only.
Correct.
And it'll be a read-only for the month of July.
Right, as it migrates.
Transitions in the community. And if you can look on the sidebar, all of the old meetings are already there with the exception
Right. Yeah, so there's a migration process that we'll undertake there. So next slide, Josh. All right, so navigation bar right there. Some nice looking folks here at the top. Oh, it might not want that update. That'd be ironic during Microsoft or blue screen of death. But anyway, so the new navigation bar we see there, we have home, calendar, meetings, and search. Next one. Now here is a feature. Not only is the calendar located there, so you can see, different times that meetings are scheduled, but there's a meetings tab there in that navigation you can go to as well. Next slide, sir. All right. So this sidebar that we're talking about earlier, you can kind of see the current meetings, upcoming meetings, and of course, navigate to previous meetings. It functions so much better than what we had. And go ahead, keep going. We're going to get through this. Under the meetings tab, again, you see the meetings are kind of broken down into groups and listings. So, for like finance or like regular school board meetings or capital improvement, committees, they're all kind of broken down into their own kind of little modules like that. And if you click on any of the meetings, kind of like what we experience now, it'll take you to the published agenda and any attachments that may be a part of that. All right, next slide. So this hyperlink there, that is to the live and recorded video of the regular meeting. So, they'll be published there so you can, watch what had taken place. Next slide. This is a really neat feature. So people in the community and watching this know that you'll have the ability to actually subscribe to receive agenda postings. And that's even categorically, like if you would like, is that correct? Like certain meetings you want to be notified about or all, yeah. So if you're interested in, right, if you're interested in certain ones or all of them, you can do that and you'll get an email notification whenever a new one kind of gets published. All right. So that kind of shows what we were just talking about, little check boxes, and you can select, add your email address and click subscribe. Like you need another email, but that this will help you to be informed with what you would want to have. All right. Not only that, but you can request to speak. So right now you show up, you write your name in the back, but here you can actually click to request to speak, and if I'm not mistaken, go to the next slide. I believe that might detail that more. Yep. So fill in basic information, topic, what have you, and then that gets added so that, we know and all of that. All right. The policy page. Okay. Just like now, but the policy is going to be broken down a lot better, and I think you can really drill down into some of the sub items of the policy so much easier. And I might add that this interface is going to be a lot more mobile friendly than what we've experienced with board docs. Everything it's more responsive. Everything collapses down nicely on tablets, even your cell phone. So what's next? The new Mecklenburg County School Board community site, as we said, will be live on July 9th. So you'll continue to, if you receive email notifications, you'll continue to get that for a short time, but you're going to want to have to sign up, for future ones. And all of our regular meeting days and times will be published on the new site. But if you have any questions, please reach out to us. And do any of the board members have any questions that I might be able to answer, or our board clerk may be able to? We good to go? Or we can talk in the parking lot. So, all right. Thank you. We'll move on now to committee reports. Finance Committee, Mr. Edwards, what you got?
Finance Committee met this afternoon at 5 o'clock. We went over the payment of the bills, all questions were answered, and the committee recommends payment of the bills tonight.
Okay. Thank you. All right, getting into our consent agenda. Can I get a motion that the school board approves the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All right, moved by Mr. Edwards, seconded by Ms. Garner. Roll call.
All good.
What did I say, Edwards?
Hey, I give him.
I knew it was one or the other. I mean,
We get confused.
usually
a lot.
is.
Yeah, people-
We'll talk later. All right, moved by Mr. Allgood, seconded by Ms. Garner. Vote, please.
Mr. Clark,
Yes.
Mrs. Garner,
Yes.
Mrs. Coleman,
Yes.
Mrs. Cheney,
Yes.
Mr. Arnold,
Yes.
Mr. Allgood,
Yes.
Mr. Edwards,
Yes.
Mr. Winter.
Yes. All right, we have a motion to approve the payment of the bills. Roll call, please.
Mr. Clark,
Yes.
Mrs. Garner,
Yes.
Mrs. Coleman,
Yes.
Mrs. Cheney,
Yes.
Mr. Arnold,
Yes.
Mr. Allgood,
Yes.
sorry, Mr. Edwards,
Yes.
Mr. Winter.
Yes. Can I get a motion that the school board authorizes the superintendent to pay school system debt services as soon as possible following the first day of each month to ensure timely payment?
So moved.
Second.
Well, about three of y'all there. All right, moved by Ms. Garner, seconded by Mr. Clark. Roll call, please.
Mr. Clark,
Yes.
Mrs. Garner,
Yes.
Mrs. Coleman,
Yes.
Mrs. Cheney,
Yes.
Mr. Arnold,
Yes.
Mr. Allgood,
Yes.
Mr. Edwards,
Yes.
Mr. Winter.
Yes. Can I get a motion that the school board authorizes the superintendent to pay school system mid-cycle bills to ensure timely payment?
So moved. Second.
All right, moved by Mr. Clark, seconded by Mr. Allgood. Roll call, please.
Mr. Clark,
Yes.
Mrs. Garner,
Yes.
Mrs. Coleman,
Yes.
Mrs. Cheney, Mr. Arnold,
Yes.
Mr. Allgood,
Yes.
Mr. Edwards,
Yes.
Mr. Winter.
Yes. Can I get a motion that the school board approves the Personnel 1 recommendations regarding employments, resignations, retirements, transfers, supplements, and adjustments?
Second.
All right, moved by Ms. Cheney, seconded by Ms. Coleman. Roll call, please.
Mr. Clark,
Yes.
Mrs. Garner,
Yes.
Mrs. Coleman,
Yes.
Mrs. Cheney,
Yes.
Mr. Arnold. I
Yes.
just can't keep up today. Mr. Allgood,
Yes.
Mr. Edwards, Mr. Winter.
Yes. Can I get a motion that the school board approves the Personnel 2 recommendations regarding employments, resignations, retirements, transfers, supplements, and adjustments?
So moved.
Is this the one we need to amend?
And a second, please.
Second.
All right. Moved by Mr. Allgood, seconded by Mr. Clark.
This is the amended. This is the, we need to amend for line item 4, the step where y'all.
That's more of a clerical thing, though.
What was that?
This said the
It's
step.
changing the
I think that I
step.
brought up.
The step probably needs to be adjusted, but I mean, as far as
Yes.
That's the correction that you were going to report
Yes.
back.
Yes.
yeah. So I mean,
That doesn't-
if that's understood, I mean, but there would have to be
You can just approve as amended.
As amended.
exactly. Yeah, that's
The
what I'm getting at.
motion should say as amended.
Okay. So the school board approves the Personnel 2 recommendations as amended regarding
Yes.
employments, resignations, retirements, transfers, supplements, and adjustments.
Yes.
So we still good?
Yes.
Moved by Allgood, seconded by Mr. Clark. All right. Roll call, please.
Mr. Clark,
Yes.
Mrs. Garner,
Yes.
Mrs. Coleman,
Yes.
Mrs. Cheney,
Yes.
Mr. Arnold,
Yes.
Mr. Allgood,
Yes.
Mr. Edwards,
Yes.
Mr. Winter.
Yes. Can you get a motion that the school board approves the Personnel 3 recommendations regarding employments, resignations, retirements, transfers, supplements, and adjustments?
So moved.
Second.
All right.
Second,
Moved
too.
by Ms. Garner, seconded by Ms. Coleman. Roll call, please.
Mr. Clark,
Yes.
Mrs. Garner,
Yes.
Mrs. Coleman,
Yes.
Mrs. Cheney,
Yes.
Mr. Arnold,
Yes.
Mr. Allgood,
Yes.
Mr. Edwards,
Yes.
Mr. Winter.
Yes. Can I get a motion that the school board approves the Lake Fest bus request
As amended.
as amended?
As amended.
Thank you, Don.
All right. I have moved by Ms. Edwards. Second. Mr. Clark. Roll call, please.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mrs. Garner?
Yes.
Mrs. Coleman?
Yes.
Mrs. Cheney? Mr. Arnold?
Yes.
Mr. Allgood?
Yes.
Mr. Edwards?
Yes.
Mr. Winter?
Yes. Have we amended the school calendar revisions?
What you have is.
It is.
We're good.
it.
That's what you did.
We're reading this one brawl, y'all. All right, let's go. So can I get a motion that the school board approves the 2026-2027 school calendar revisions? All right, moved by Ms. Coleman, seconded by Ms. Cheney. Roll call, please.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mrs. Garner?
Yes.
Mrs. Coleman?
Yes.
Mrs. Cheney? Mr. Arnold?
Yes.
Mr. Allgood?
Yes.
Mr. Edwards?
Yes.
Mr. Winter?
Yes. Can I get a motion that the school board approves the contract from Kiter to perform a forensic audit?
Second.
Moved by Mr. Edwards, seconded by Ms. Coleman. Roll call, please.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mrs. Garner?
Yes.
Mrs. Coleman?
Yes.
Mrs. Cheney? Mr. Arnold?
Yes.
Mr. Allgood?
Yes.
Mr. Edwards?
Yes.
Mr. Winter?
Yes. All right, upcoming with, I guess, dates that are upcoming, rather. Let's see, June 18th is a holiday. Schools and offices close. Of course, that mainly for, staff at this time. June 25th will be the last day of summer school. That same day, June 25th, there will be a special school board meeting for our end of the year bills. July 6th, holiday, schools and offices close. July 9th, our joint education and joint board meeting at Chase City Elementary Board. Okay. The 20th of July will be our regular school board meeting, and summer hours will end July 27th. Board member remarks. Ms. Coleman, will you start us, please?
I know our veterans have left, but I'll say anyway that I thank them for coming and reminding us of the sacrifice that was made by our grandparents, great-grandparents, our husbands, and that is being made by some of our sons. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Cheney.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Chumney, for your beautiful school presentation. Thank you to all of our public input. Don't stop coming and sharing your words. We do need to hear your thoughts and your opinions. It keeps us grounded. It keeps us level-headed. Thank you to everybody still hanging out with us tonight. We do appreciate you and your families. I am thankful that the state did put into effect the bag food thing, because working with a lot of these families in the community, they do go home and they do depend on those meals. So I am very thankful that they made that decision, and it holds us more accountable to our students and our families. And thank you so much.
Thank you. Mr. Ogden.
Hope everybody has a very good summer, because like death and taxes, opening day is coming soon.
Mr. Arnold.
Just thank you for everyone coming out and speaking their concerns to the board. We're told a lot of things, but a lot of things get missed, and only the community can come bring it to us so we can work on it and make the school better. A big thank you to Microsoft and investing in our children of this county. I don't know, how many parents we got out of here, but glue sticks add up, and it takes a burden off a lot of the parents for these children. And then a big thank you to all our staff and for putting in the hard, long days and continuing through these, through the summer, the long term teachers and the long term administrators. Big thank you from me.
Thank you. Ms. Garner.
Miss Chumney brought up the arts and crafts at her school and what they did. If you get an opportunity this summer, travel to Farmville and go to the Longwood Arts Center up there. There are quite a few of Mecklenburg County students' artwork displayed. It's quite interesting. And all I can say is y'all have a nice, safe summer.
Mr. Clark.
Yeah, just big thanks to Microsoft. That's a really great thing. I don't understand sometimes when I hear people say no data centers. It's just been a big big thing for us. Thanks so much to the staff. I'm amazed at all the things that are going on with the schools, building the schools and everything y'all are doing in these classrooms. It's mind-boggling, all the things that are being juggled at one time. But you're all doing a really good job as far as I can tell, and we really do appreciate it. Thank you.
Mr. Edwards.
Yeah, I'd like to, listen, Mickey Moore coming up here meant a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we should put that on our agenda, and this board should talk about that. I think it's very important. It'd be a great field trip. I've been, and I know what it is. I'm named after one of the people that got killed at D-Day. So I understand where that's coming from. I'd also like to request that our junior ROTC be involved in some of our programs that we have, like the one that the Marine Corps was involved in Clarksville, Memorial Day, and also Veterans Day. We do that. And our Veterans Memorial Committee, like the other military branches, we're becoming older. I'm on that committee. I've been on that since 2003. We built that monument, but what's happening is the members are becoming aged. We raise a lot of money to take care of it, but eventually it will die if we don't get the kids involved. And I think the junior ROTC's participation in that would be a great thing for Mecklenburg County Schools, and to show our older veterans that we do have young kids that are involved and care about what we're doing. That's all I'll say about that. I want to thank Dr. Caraway for something that I've been asking for a lot of years, and that was bringing our military, trying to get some military people to do career switching and be teachers, and she went right on it from the first meeting, and she's reached out for that, and I really appreciate that because I think it's a good program. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Just want to reiterate my thanks for everyone's patience with starting our meeting when we did. And please be safe going home. All right.